Good morning, and thank you for hosting me. I am truly delighted to be at the National CSO Convention for the second time. I remember 2 years ago, the Honorable Minister of Internal Affairs, Kahinda Otafira, opened the CSO Convention, and I was impressed by his speech because he very clearly stated that collaboration between government and civil society is both necessary and mutually beneficial. Let me also be quite clear. Without the contribution of civil society, Uganda will not be able to achieve its ambitious goals as outlined in the Vision 2040 and the National Development Plan 4, both of which clearly recognize the contribution of CSOs to the socio-economic development of this country. In Germany, we heavily depend on civil society to complement the government's efforts. Almost 40% of German inhabitants above the age of 14 years regularly engage in civil society and voluntary activities each year. Our federal president, Frank-Walter Steinmeier, regularly publicly recognizes these outstanding individuals for their commitment. Civil society is essential for inclusive societies where no one is left behind. It is a link between the government and the population at large. Via civil society organizations, the population, in particular marginalized groups, can share ideas and concerns. Additionally, CSOs can also help explain government policies, rights and opportunities to citizens that might otherwise never hear about them. Finally, alongside state institutions, CSOs are essential in helping to deliver services to the respective beneficiaries. I'm sometimes a bit troubled by an antagonism that I sense here in this wonderful country of Uganda, that parts of the government are not trusting CSOs, and that makes me sad because actually CSOs and the government are allies, they are partners, they have the same goal, they want to make Uganda a better country to live in. Let me give you a concrete example of a German NGO that is dear to my heart, the German Alpine Club or German Alpine Association. It's a perfect example for combining service delivery and promoting the greater good. It plays a decisive role in protecting the unique environment of Germany's biggest mountain range, the Alps, but it also maintains a vast number of trails and huts that enable and promote sustainable tourism. I was a member for decades, and I appreciated the fact that not only I benefit as a member through reduced rates, using the huts for instance, but also the environment and the people working in the tourism sector were benefiting from my annual contributions to this society. Ladies and gentlemen, based on the understanding that government and civil society must work hand in hand, Germany, together with the European Union, supports state and non-state actors through the governance and civil society program implemented by GIZ. The project strengthens stakeholders in fulfilling their respective roles regarding accountability, the implementation of principles of good governance, and the realization of human rights. I've seen many good examples of collaboration between CSOs and government that lead to a more inclusive and just society and foster development in Uganda. Let me just pick one example. Last week, I attended the Post-Global Disability Summit event organized by the Ministry of Gender and the disability NGO Nudipu. Not only did state and non-state actors jointly participate in the summit, but they had a substantial exchange of views on their national commitment and each partner's role. Without this exchange, the Ministry of Gender might have mainly thought about ramps, access ramps for wheelchairs, whereas they were also informed about the need for sign language interpretation. Ladies and gentlemen, this National CSO Convention is the culmination of 3 regional conventions held in Fort Portal, Mbale, and Arua in 2024. These regional conventions and offered the opportunity also for smaller NGOs to engage and share their ideas and concerns. Today, we can build on the outcome of these regional conventions and foster strategic collaboration among CSOs and government representatives across regions and different thematic spheres of operation. For the next 2 days, you will discuss 4 critical dimensions: the regulatory framework, how to balance accountability with operational independence; second, the political environment, how to always sustain constructive engagement; third, financial sustainability, how to build resilience through philanthropy, partnership, and innovation; and finally, digital transformation, how to harness technology inclusively, safely, and effectively. It is important to note, I think, that this convention is not a space for lamentation. It is a platform for constructive dialogue, shared learning, and practical solutions. Our goal is not simply to discuss challenges, but to leave here with commitments and strategies that will strengthen civil society's resilience, relevance, and impact. On behalf of the conveners, the Uganda National NGO Forum, the National Bureau for NGOs under the Ministry of Internal Affairs, and GIZ, I warmly welcome you once again and wish you all fruitful deliberations. Thank you very much. Mwebale nyo.